If you've ever stood in the baby aisle staring at a $200 brain-building toy set, flashcards promising early genius, or an app that claims to raise your child's IQ before they can walk, you are not alone, and you are not behind. Parents spend billions of dollars every year on products promising to build smarter, stronger, more capable brains, and most of it does far less than we're told. Here's the truth. Researchers have been quietly proving for decades the most powerful brain-building tool your baby will ever encounter costs nothing, takes about 5 minutes, and you probably already do it without realizing how much it matters. Scientists at the Harvard Center on the Developing Child have spent years studying what actually shapes a baby's brain architecture in the earliest years of life, and their findings point away from products and towards something far simpler and far more human. Most parents have never heard the actual name for it, even though they do a rough version of it every single day. It's called serve and return. Not a game, not a curriculum, a back-and-forth pattern of connection between you and your baby that, done consistently, physically shapes the wiring of a developing brain in ways no toy on the shelf can replicate. Stick with me, because once you understand how this works, you'll never look at those quiet, ordinary moments with your baby the same way again. Here's the plain version. Every time your baby babbles, points, cries, or looks at something with wide-eyed wonder, that's a serve. It's your baby reaching out, even in the smallest way, for connection. And when you respond with a smile, a word, eye contact, or by naming what they're looking at, that's the return. Serve and return. Picture this. Your 7-month-old is in the high chair, banging a spoon and looking up at you between bangs. You catch her eye and say, "Whoa, that's a big sound. You're a drummer." She grins and bangs again. That tiny loop, noise, eye contact, words, joy, is happening in seconds. It looks like nothing, but inside her brain, something remarkable is unfolding. According to researchers at the Harvard Center on the Developing Child, these small back-and-forth exchanges are what actually build neural connections in the areas of the brain responsible for communication, emotional regulation, and even future learning. It's not the volume of words a baby hears that matters most, it's the responsiveness. A baby who gets a reply, even a simple one, is getting something a screen or a toy simply cannot offer back. And here is the part that should bring every exhausted parent some relief. This works exactly the same whether you're a stay-at-home parent with hours of free time or a parent working 2 jobs who only has scattered 5-minute windows in a day. Researchers have found that the consistency of these small moments matters far more than quantity of time or quality of your parenting resources. You don't need money. You don't need training. You already have what your baby's brain needs most. You, actually looking, actually responding. To understand why this responsiveness matters so much, it helps to look at one of the most well-known experiments in developmental psychology, the still face experiment, developed by psychologist Edward Tronick. Here's what happens. A mother sits face-to-face with her baby, playing normally, smiling, responding, serving, and returning. The baby is delighted, engaged, reaching out. Then, on cue, the mother suddenly stops. Her face goes completely blank and still. No response, no expression, nothing. Within seconds, the baby notices. She tries harder, smiling bigger, pointing, making sounds, desperately attempting to get her mother to respond again. When nothing comes back, the baby becomes visibly distressed. Some babies cry, some look away as if protecting themselves from the disconnection. It's uncomfortable to watch, even in old footage. Then the mother resumes normal, warm responsiveness, and almost immediately the baby recovers. The relief is visible, connection is restored. That single moment of disruption and repair captures something profound. Babies aren't just waiting to be filled with information, they are actively watching for connection, and they feel its absence. What this means for you is not a reason for guilt. Every parent misses a serve sometimes. You're tired, distracted, human. The research isn't asking for perfection, it's showing that repair matters as much as connection.
Coming back and responding is what builds trust and security over time. So here's a simple 3-step framework you can start today. 1. Notice the serve. When your baby babbles, points, or looks at you, pause and notice it as an invitation. 2. Return it out loud. Say something simple like, "You saw the dog. Yes, that's a doggy," even if they can't answer back yet. 3. Let them lead the loop. If they repeat the sound or gesture, respond again. Let the back and forth continue for a few extra rounds before moving on. So the next time you're tempted by a flashy toy or an app promising to accelerate your baby's development, remember this: none of it can serve and return the way you can. A screen can play a sound. It cannot notice your baby's eyes light up and respond to that exact moment in that exact way with that exact warmth. Only you can do that. Think back to that image of the high chair, the banging spoon, the glance up, the grin. That's not a small moment. That's brain architecture being built one tiny exchange at a time. And if you're watching this video at 11 p.m., exhausted, wondering if you're doing enough, you are. The fact that you're here, learning, trying to understand your child a little better, already places you among the most responsive, engaged parents there are. This isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again in small, ordinary ways. If this gave you a little more confidence today, consider subscribing. We're building a quiet library of real, research-backed parenting insights. No gimmicks, no guilt, just science explained simply for tired parents doing their best. Next time, we'll look at another everyday moment, the one right before bedtime, and the surprising thing it does for your child's emotional development. Until then, you don't need to buy connection, you just need to return it.